All right. Well, can I call you Liz? Is that
That's fine.
okay? Welcome, Liz. I guess we'll call this the Speak Your Mind show with Austin part two. I don't know if this is going to be a thing or not, but if it does become a thing, I guess this would be the second installment. The first was with Matthew, and so I guess we'll start like our meetings per Mario's kind of founding of Speak Your Mind that we should check in with each other. So um, let's start with that. How are you feeling physically and how are you feeling mentally today?
I am feeling rested. My day has been at a pretty good pace so far, so that's good. I was able to get a lot of stuff done, but like not in a rush. Um, and yeah, I feel good. I feel grateful today is the word that comes to me.
Mhm.
Grateful for all the work that has gone into what we've been creating and grateful for the ability to be a part of it.
Good. Yeah, I'd say physically I'm tired today. Um, just kind of it's been terrible weather here in Ohio. Lots of rain in the last week and it's been a little chilly. So that's definitely affecting my mood physically and a little bit mentally. Just feeling kind of drained um, but other than that, I'm happy. It's a you know nothing to complain about. My wife and I just celebrated our anniversary over the weekend, and so that was exciting. That's probably the biggest thing recently. And we got to see some family on Friday, so um, all good.
How
Um,
many years? How many
six
years?
years.
6 years. Wow.
Yeah,
Well, congratulations.
thank you. Yeah.
Sending you sunshine from Arizona because we have plenty of it. So
Yeah, I I would welcome that very much. Hopefully, I think tomorrow the weather's supposed to start to turn a little bit, but yeah, well, I think hopefully we finally head into actual spring. We joke a lot about Ohio, how we have the mini seasons. We have winter, and then we have fake spring, and then we have second winter, and then we have uh, you know, whatever. I don't know. There's like a meme that circles around often about that because right now I think we're kind of um, in the rain period, but hopefully soon, now that it's May, we'll get out of that and finally start the real spring. Yeah, and we'll probably just skip over that and just immediately go into a hot summer.
there
That's
you
usually
go.
how it goes. Um, but anyway, thank you for joining me. The reason I'm having you basically is to kind of highlight what you're doing out in Arizona. Obviously, in Ohio, we're trying to get the men's groups going, and virtually we have the men's groups that we're running, which are going well, and we're having success there. But I wanted to highlight some of the other things that we're doing, specifically with women, because I don't want people to get the wrong idea about Speaker Mind that, oh, we only care about men or, what about women? I've gotten that question before online. And so just want to kind of dispel those rumors, those thoughts, and highlight some of the other things that we're doing with Speaker Mind. So um, I guess introduce yourself, tell us a little about yourself and how you got involved in Speaker Mind.
Yeah, so my name is Elizabeth Birch, and I have always been a fan of self-development. Always wanted to learn and explore more about myself and like how um, I can cultivate a balanced, happy life that is full of prosperity and well-being. And I have come to learn that. Um, being able to maintain that is going to require connection to community, and it's going to
Mm,
require um, action on my part. So I have always been super passionate about people's lives. I've read a lot of biographies growing up, and particularly I read a lot of biographies about women's lives.
mm,
And I just have a lot of care for how women show up, and am particularly interested in developing and maintaining a positive feminine stance in regards to feeling empowered. And I feel like the best way that I have felt empowered is by surrounding myself with women who I'm inspired by. Um, and so I have been motivated to be just a source of inspiration for others, but also a sense of like a whole being a place where women can come to be
mm,
themselves, to feel held and cared for and seen. Um, and so previously, a little bit of my background, I don't know if anyone's familiar, but I used to host women's groups for an organization called Grounded 32. And
mm.
Grounded 32 is an organization that was developed during the pandemic to end loneliness. And it was developed in Phoenix. And I first found out about it through Instagram, and then I instantly went, and it was so much fun. Cultivated a lot of community there. And they had a men's group there, and I felt
Mm.
like, oh, we need some women's groups here.
Yeah,
The woman that was hosting there, I think she had a baby, and so she no longer was able to host it. So
yeah.
I started women's groups there, and they were a hit. Like we had a lot of people coming back, a lot of women showing up, and we had women from all backgrounds, all ages. Every week was super inspiring for me. I was humbled by who was showing up, because it was pretty much my first time hosting groups like that. I do have a life coaching certification, so I do have a sense of how to hold space for people. So that really did help, a background there. Also, I've meditated. I've done breath work. Done all of those types of activities that help me become centered.
Mm.
Um, and and so all that I think played into being able to host that type of group. And so when Grounded 32 closed, I found Speak Your Mind on Instagram.
Oh, yeah, good.
And what drew me were the pictures. I mean, it looks so much fun. And there were just, you can just tell it just had community all over it. Like it just was, everyone looked happy, and I can tell that the mission very much so aligned with my mission and passion to bring people together to for a sense of not only community, but just a sense of like feeling like you're not alone, and just increasing your scope of like influence, right? Like when I
Yeah,
know people next door, when I know people at the coffee shop, when I know people in my area, like I just feel connected and I feel happier, I feel like I belong, and I want people and women, just everyone in general, to feel that in our community here. And so that's part of my passion as well. So yeah, so I found him, and I just decided, met with Mario, and he's amazing, and everything aligned. And I just felt very much so inspired to start women's groups. And then also I ran some co-ed groups too, because that's important as well.
yeah.
And everything has kind of taken off. So yeah, it's been good so far. I'm really
That's
grateful.
awesome. Yeah, I'm glad you found Mario, and obviously he's great. He's been a friend of mine for a long time, and so he, called on me to volunteer and get involved and try to start the Ohio movement out, since you guys are having success out in Arizona, and we got a grant here locally to help fund some groups here. So we're still trying to get that off the ground a little bit. Obviously, we have the virtual groups, which are going very well. We're having a lot of success there, and building some good community with men, and I mean, to your point about building community locally, that's so important. I think you know, yeah, I live in a big city here. Well, big, mid-sized city, I guess would be a better um, descriptor. But I don't know. It's funny to it's so big that it's hard to connect at times. But you find your communities, and um, over time you build connections, and that just makes it feel like home. And I've gotten there over the years, but um, like I go to the gym, and I've met a lot of friends through that, and just going to school, I met a lot of friends at school at OSU, and so um, I think that obviously nowadays we're having the loneliness epidemic, as they say, and so everyone is online, which is great, but we need to come together in person and have those connections in person to cure the loneliness aspect. But it sounds like you're having some success out west, and specifically your women's group. If you could tell me more about that, specifically like how you run that, and maybe what you guys do in those groups, just to highlight that and let everyone know how that's going.
Yeah. So we hike at a local, it's called Phoenix Mountain Preserve. So it's a huge couple of like mountains all put together, and there's about 35 hikes.
Hmm.
And we do the Quartz Ridge Trail, which is about a 2.5 to 3 mile hike. We start off with a community circle first. I feel like it's important to get to know each other, to connect. We go through an agenda that asks, some general questions about how we're doing. And we are prompted to share what's on our hearts or whatever we feel like we're struggling with. And it always amazes me because a lot of times we don't know each other.
Yeah.
We do have women coming back, so that's amazing too. We do have a lot of repeaters, but there are people there that don't know each other, and just setting the stage. I always tell the women that show up that I'm always grateful for them showing up, and they're not only showing up for themselves, but they're showing up for each other. And the space that we create is always sacred. Whatever is shared there is stays there. I also say that when you give someone your attention, to me, attention equals love. Like, that's why kids want it so much. When you give
Yeah.
someone undivided attention, you're giving them your space. To me, that's love. And so I always say that you're able to give love by giving your attention, not non-judgmental attention, but also be ready to receive it because you're receiving it from all these women. Some you may know, some are, people that you just met. And I think that just that alone is beautiful, and it creates this beautiful, you know, giving and receiving energy where we just open up, like it opens our hearts and we just open up. I also make sure that I gauge the amount of, intimacy that people are comfortable with, because sometimes people
Yeah.
are not always comfortable with opening up, and that's okay too. So we definitely respect that. Um, I show up 100% myself, authentic, and what I'm feeling in that day. And it always usually has like a theme and it aligns.
Hmm.
And someone will say something that I need, or I'll share something that someone else needs. And it's like this giving and receiving and sharing and like learning, when I'm done, like I think we all learn that like we're not alone in our struggles,
Oh yeah.
a lot of times there's similar struggles. Um,
Hmm.
but also we're unique too, so like never think that like someone or you understand, because we all have different backgrounds and different lifestyles, and we I haven't walked in everyone's shoes and no one's walked in mine, so like sharing that gift of perspective is also important as well. And I just think about it as like this beautiful like sacred space. And so after we do that, after we share, it usually takes, depending on the size of the group, it can be up to like 45 minutes. Sometimes it's like 20 minutes.
Hmm.
And then I always give out these. oh my gosh, I love nature. And like when I was young, I used to collect rocks and I used to clean them and like
Yeah,
categorize
yeah.
them. And I go to this crystal shop and like get like all these really cool stones. And they all mean something different. And they all give beautiful healing properties. They all like
Hmm.
have these different healing properties. And so I just collect a lot of them and then I give them out in like these cute little bags for all the women that show up. And usually, whatever they pick is perfect for what they need. There's like there's rose quartz, which is really good for self-love.
Hmm.
There's um, all other types. There's clear quartz, there's, all different types of rocks and stones, and each some are good for grounding, some are good for protection, some are good for courage. Um, and yeah, so like they pick one and then that's, that kind of concludes our circle. We always also encourage people who are feeling it within their hearts to donate to Speak Your Mind because
Yeah,
um all funds go to, making these groups possible. And so it's so important that we, continue to raise funds for the cause as well. So we always, kind of end there too. And then we go on our hike. And I feel like when we hike, we kind of know each other
yeah.
from sharing, and so we all talk and we encourage each other um yeah, it's just a really fun way to like, I don't know, just bring people together. A lot of times there are people from, out of state, like they just moved to Arizona and they don't know anyone.
Wow.
Sometimes, we have people that are just getting out of relationships, and so are getting
Yeah,
themselves back out there. Um, or like you said, they just, people who feel lonely. I don't think anyone's alone in feeling lonely. I think we've all experienced that before. Um, and so I think it's just, having compassion, and showing people that you're there is a great way to help ease those feelings of loneliness. I think just knowing you're not alone in those feelings can also help.
oh yeah.
Um, and it's super important. So yeah, like I always leave when we're done, like I always leave with my cup so full. Like I just feel super inspired by every woman that I've met so far. They're all beautiful and unique and they're all showing up in the best way they can. And it's honestly like my pleasure and my honor to be there, like in being, and I'm just so happy that I have the ability and grateful that I have the ability to show up in a space like that and to lead a group like that. So
That's
yeah.
awesome. That's good to hear. Yeah, I mean, that's why we're here and why we're doing it for Speak Your Mind is for that reach and to help people. How are you posting these on Meetup or how are you finding these people?
Yeah, so we are posting on Meetup. The groups have originally been every other week.
Hmm.
The last couple of sessions have been monthly just because it's been so busy with the 5K that we have coming up.
Hmm.
And there's just been a lot of other events that kind of taken precedence over the group. So we have had the last 2 months where it's been once a month, but it's going to go back to every other week, and it's posted on Meetup. It's in Phoenix. It's right on the hike that we have done, in the past has been that Phoenix Mountain Preserve hike on 32nd Street in Lincoln. The next one is May 17th. It's going to be a little bit earlier than usual because it's going to get hot here.
Yeah,
Um, so I believe it's at 7:30. So yeah, anyone who wants to join can just go to the Speak Your Mind Instagram or website, and they can find it through the Meetup link there. Yeah, so whoever can come, I would love for whoever can join to join.
that's
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah, speaking of the 5K, I know that's coming up here in just 4 days on Saturday, May the 10th.
Yes.
Um, so I guess tell us more about that and how you got involved in that, or I guess I I know that you started this, but tell
Yeah.
tell the viewers about that.
For sure. So I have the hat, I'm rocking the hat. This is the first year's hat my sister and I made. Bringing it back 4 years ago. So my sister and I decided to start Peace of Mind. It's very similar to Speak Your Mind
Yeah.
naming, but Peace of Mind run 4 years ago to help um, decrease the stigma, the negative stigma of mental health, and just shine some light on it. I know
Mm,
I've struggled in the past with mental health difficulties, anxiety, addiction in my teens. And I remember it was so hard to talk about it, for like at least 5 years after there's a lot of shame around what I went through.
mm,
Um, and that's just because there's, the negative stigma there. And so I wanted to create a space where we celebrated our difficulties and what we've overcome instead of hiding from them and feeling shame around them, because um, we're human, we make mistakes. Um, and that's part of the beauty of I think being human, because we're imperfect. And when we celebrate those imperfections and learn from the mistakes, we grow, and we become better because of it. I think it cultivates compassion and wisdom that we can share and offer others. And I grew up doing a lot of runs. I remember when I was in school, especially grad school, with the stress of grad school, running for me was just like it was like my zen time. I would
oh
go and just
yeah,
run off all the stress. So I did a lot of 5Ks. I did a lot of half marathons. I did one marathon in 2016.
wow,
I even led women running. Actually, it was a co-ed running group in Goodyear, back
nice.
then. And so like for me, running was just like so inspiring and happy, and just I associated it with just community.
Oh yeah,
And so like bringing community and mental health together was just like the ultimate way I feel to shine light on mental health, and then to also just bring people together in spite of challenges. So our mission is to raise positive awareness, to show up for people and each other, but then also, celebrate each other, but then also, raise scholarships for people who don't have the resources to access mental health services.
mm,
For me, I had my family, and I don't know where I would be without them. And I know that not everyone has that. And so, we've been able to hand out scholarships to people, to help them in whatever circumstance they're in, to let them know that they're not alone, but we also have funding for them, in any way that they needed it. So we've done that, but then also we would choose a mental health nonprofit that we would raise funds for. In the
yeah,
past, we've Phoenix firefighter charities, which is interesting because you probably hear the firefighter, I don't know, the sirens in the background. Oh, there's one passing by, but
ah,
yeah, we raise money for the Phoenix firefighter charities, which definitely needs support in mental health struggles, because Phoenix firefighters, experience a lot of that. And then also a social emotional curriculum called Choose Love. And then we did it for Chicanos por la Causa one year. And
mm,
when I found Speak Your Mind, I was like, oh my gosh, this is perfect. This is
oh
so aligned,
yeah,
like what we want to do, raise money for. I met Mario, and I was like, I even like teared up after like meeting with him, because I was like, I cannot wait to support this mission. And like everything just felt like super aligned. And when you find something that finds a line, it just like ignites your soul, right? It just ignites
yes,
just like puts fire on your butt. Like you just want to like go for it. And so I remember sharing it with my sister, and she's like, let's do it. And so it's been so fun. We've been learning and growing together. Mario has definitely like played an active role in this 5K. He has been so inspiring for me. I've learned a lot from him, and then also like just reaching out to community, and like organizations have
mm,
literally like shown up for us in ways that I couldn't even imagine, like just donating whenever they can, donating money, donating stuff with swag bags, donating their time, different funds. Like Run like has offered volunteers for the run. We've had yoga studios like Urban Yoga, speakers, Gariana, like just so much that like I'm just overwhelmed and with gratitude with how much support we've seen from this. There's people showing up saying that mental health matters, and like
yeah,
especially right now,
mm,
so it's a dream come true, honestly, to like see it, become what it's become. And it's inspiring. It just makes me want to continue this mission and continue to grow, and to help not only Speak Your Mind, but anyone that wants to kind of step on board with us to support it. Like I'm just super happy. So yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah. Um, hopefully it goes well. I don't know if when this content may not come out, I don't know if I'll be able to turn this around quick. Maybe I can snip a little bit of this and send a promotion video or something, but that's awesome to hear, and I hope it goes well and that you guys have fun, and it's obviously an amazing cause, and all the work I know that you guys have been putting in, and I helped a little bit with some of the promotion for Mario, but that's great. I'm glad you guys are having success and people are getting involved in the community and such. I'm not a big runner, but I have if I were in person, I definitely would come. Obviously, being in Ohio, it's hard to do that, but I know there are also virtual options or whatever you call that, lo from
Virtual event
distance,
options.
long distance options or something. I don't know. But yeah, if you want to donate, please do.
Yes, yes, please do. Where you can find us on raceroster.com, Peace of Mind Run. Virtual options are options where you can purchase, um, uh, uh, like and participate in the race, but you can run on your own time. We will
Hmm.
send you a shirt and a medal. You can just log after that you ran the 5K, that you ran the 3.2 miles, I believe is a 5K. Um,
3.1, I think, but
3.1. Yes, I was
yeah,
close. You can just log that you ran it, but you will receive like the medal and the shirt and everything. You just do it in your hometown and on your own
nice.
time. Yeah. So
Yeah,
that's what
well,
that.
maybe I'll have to do that.
Yeah, yeah. You should. You should do it. We'd love to have you join us. And then you can just like take a picture and show us your shirt and your medal. You don't have to do that, but yeah, that'd be great.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Um, yeah, we actually have the volleyball tournament that we got a grant from is coming up in July, so I'm excited to be helping with that here in Ohio. Um, if you don't know, that's called Spike the Stigma, Mend the Mind, and that was a volleyball tournament which was started because of actually somebody that went to high school with Mario started it, and somebody that one of their classmates committed suicide, and so the volleyball tournament was created in his memory. He loved to play sand volleyball, so it's a fundraiser event, and I've actually done it before. It was just kind of funny that before I knew Mario, like was connected to this. Some other friends of mine are connected to that as well, and so years ago I played in that tournament, and but this year I'll be representing Speak Your Mind there with the table and just kind of um, spreading the word and letting people know about Speak Your Mind, and we a lot of like-minded individuals, so that'll be good. I'm excited for that. But a couple months away from that, so
Yeah, that sounds wonderful. I love that. It's
yeah.
such a cause. Yeah, it's such a great way to remember, your friend and a way to give back. And you don't realize, I feel like with these types of organizations and like these types of events, you don't realize how much it helps people who are struggling feel like they're not alone.
Hmm.
Um, they matter because they do, you know.
Yes.
Um, so yeah, thank you for doing that and for showing up in that way.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, and unfortunately Mario will not be able to attend. He is going to be, I think, on vacation during that time frame. So, but that's all right. I'm stepping up, and I actually got another guy who I met through our virtual groups, who is actually moving to Columbus from Akron, Ohio. I don't know how familiar you are with the Ohio geography, but anyway, he's moving here locally, and he's really excited to get involved and help out when he can. So that's awesome.
Love that. See,
Yeah,
that's how cool it is. You never know who you're gonna meet.
I know that. I mean, that's the power of these groups sometimes is that, yeah, you're strangers, but then, like I said, like-minded individuals that are coming together to build community and just trying to better themselves or, you know, like you talked about the common struggles that we all are going through things, and then you meet people and you're talking to these people and they're going through similar things, or um, a lot of the guys that we're coming across are, have they're either getting out of a relationship or they're divorced or separated or recently broken up, and or they're just trying to work on self-development, and um, we're there to hold each other accountable and to help each other grow. So it's really been cool to be a part of that, and I think we're having a lot of success on the virtual side, but like I said, we're trying to kind of get the ball rolling here in person, locally, and the weather has been a lot to do with that. But also, it's hard to find dedicated group leaders like yourself to show up, and I mean, it's quite a time commitment. I'm sure you can talk to that, but that's kind of part of the reason why also why I'm doing this is kind of a call for group leaders in Ohio and elsewhere. If you're people are finding this, Arizona or across the country, like if you're passionate about this and you want to get involved, like just reach out and we'd be more than welcome to have you join us. And then if you want to lead a group or join a group, um, by all means, hop on in.
We need you. We need you. We need like-minded individuals who want to share the love and create space to have people in community develop and grow in your area. Please reach out. Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, I know that obviously you're running your group there. Do you have any stories of that you'd like to share of people that you've come across?
Yeah, so oh my gosh, there are a lot of stories. There's one that stands out right now in this moment when you were referring to like themes of like people who've shown up. There was this one night or this one group, all of all of them, but like me and someone else, I think there was like 8 of us, work from home
Hmm.
and they went to like see people because they always work from home and a lot
Yeah,
of them lived alone too. So can you imagine working from home and living alone? Um,
no.
and I can't imagine, right? And so
Hmm.
they went to this Speak Your Mind group that I was leading, and they all decided to go to like after meeting each other, and we went to for tacos after, so we're all talking. And they all decided to go to like a coffee shop and work together from the coffee shop, so they weren't alone. So
Wow.
they were going to like a few days a week work from this coffee shop. There's like 5 of them that were going to work from the coffee shop together so that they can like continue to get to know each other, but also like not feel like they were alone. And I just thought that was super cool and like a miracle, right? Like
Yeah,
they all lived in the same area and they all were working from home and they all wanted to like build community together and connect, right? And I was
yeah. What are the odds
like,
of that?
oh, miracle. Yeah, it's like you can't make this stuff up. This is amazing. And it just like I said, stuff like that happens and it's so inspiring. It just fills my heart up so much with gratitude to be able to just be a part of that, right?
That's awesome. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah,
I know.
yeah. I've yet to participate in an in-person meeting, but yeah, I was kind of talking to Mario, and I was like, well, maybe I should just say I'm gonna go to this park on this day. If anyone wants to come, join me, like or whatever. I guess I could put it on Meetup or something, um, and just start one
Yeah.
and just see what happens.
That's a great idea. You can meet at a coffee shop and it can be like a coffee and walk.
Yeah,
So you can coffee and walk, get like a tea or a coffee or whatever, and then go for a walk at the park and like get to know each other, do a little circle there, and that's amazing.
yeah. Unfortunately, the hiking here in Ohio is not quite what it is in Arizona, so it's a little more difficult to say like, hey, let's go for a hike or something. I mean, there are certainly walkable areas, and there are some parks around. It's just not like out west.
Yeah, we have them everywhere here. It's
Yeah,
beautiful.
no mountains here in Ohio.
A
Um,
walking place.
oh yeah, there are some walking trails actually. So maybe that's where we'll start. But yeah, so yeah, I think we kind of already had our call for group leaders and then in-person leaders. But um, yeah, if anyone sees this and wants to join or be a part of it, just reach out and check our website, our bio, and there's plenty of options. Um, if you're local, then um, we might have to start something, but we have virtual options for men, and I think I would love to have virtual women's options as well down the line. If I guess we would have to find someone who wants to run that. Um, but like Matthew for our men, he stepped up big time and has been running the groups, and they've been going great. Um, we've been growing quite a bit, and we're even having like so last Tuesday we did the first time we did a breakout session. So I don't on Zoom there's the breakout feature. So we had I think 13 guys and so we broke into two smaller groups and then I led the second group, which was interesting. That was my first time leading a group, but it went well because the people that Matthew assigned to me essentially were repeats.
Oh,
So we
good.
were all like familiar with the format and it wasn't our first time, so it made it easier and I was more comfortable because I had already met these guys virtually, um, but yeah, it went well and we're hoping to keep growing and I think that's a good way to scale these things because that's the issue with kind of the in-person groups is that it's hard to scale them. The bigger that they get, then um, from a times constraint point, and like I said, that you need dedicated leaders to show up, and that's a big time commitment.
Yeah. It is. I have noticed though that it's a time commitment, but like when you're doing something that you believe in and that fills your cup and brings you joy and you feel inspired by, it's like worth the time you put in because you don't feel
Hmm.
drained from doing it. Like you feel like filled up,
Yeah.
from um and so yeah, like it's if you do have the time and it's something that resonates with you and something that you felt like you're would be really good at and that would bring you joy, and add value to your life, then reach out. Like if you're in Phoenix and you want to start a women's groups or online group, like you don't have to do it alone. I can support you. I'm also a programs director for Speak Your Mind, so I support
Hmm.
women, the women for women's groups. I'm here to support you. I can, support you in leading your first few groups if you'd like. We will help you, so
Oh yeah,
um, you're not alone there. And so if you are, feeling like that you want to do it, please reach out and we would love to hear from you. We would love to see what we can do to make it happen. So
definitely. We have the support system around you, and we have the foundation already. So um,
yeah,
definitely, you wouldn't be in it alone. You'd be joining a strong organization. So. And I know
yes.
anytime like to your point, anytime I leave the men's groups, the virtual ones, I always leave feeling great, feeling recharged emotionally.
Mm.
Um, even if, I don't have anything necessarily no struggles to like be talking about. It's just good to have that connection with guys and um, to bounce ideas off of each other and sometimes it's like I don't know, it can be therapeutic to just to be like, oh, my life's not that bad, just by comparison. Sometimes I know that's kind of maybe messed up to say, but it's true. Sometimes like, oh, I've got it pretty easy over here.
Well, Well, it's like it's looking at your life from like a broader perspective, and you're like, wow, like, okay, I have things that I can, be grateful for right now, and it, like you
Absolutely.
said, it could be worse, um, and to your point, I was gonna say something else, and I think I lost it. It left as you were talking. Maybe it'll come back, but I did have a point, um, of what you're referring to.
Yeah, we always try to practice some gratitude in our sessions in the beginning, like as our check-in session, check-in round. We always say like, who is somebody that you are grateful for today, and so just a little bit of that grounding and that gratitude just to
Mhm.
start things off that um, helps, and then yeah, you leave feeling refreshed because of the connection and yeah, like I said, just kind of, some people are going through some real stuff, and it puts
Yeah.
things in perspective.
For sure. And like it came back to me what I was going to say before. I feel like in this, and it's not a bad thing, I don't think, but like in our day-to-day lives, like at work or even like at the grocery store or sometimes even with our family, um, we're not always real. People ask how you are and you say you're fine,
Mm,
the communication is superficial and it's
yeah,
only surface deep, and in these groups we're real with each other. Like it's genuine, it's realness, it's our authentic truth coming out, and it's
yeah,
held in such a safe space, by others, that like I think that's why it fills our cups, because it's real, and we crave realness, we crave genuinity, like even if it's like something like it's truth. And even if it's something that's like a little bit like, whoa, I wasn't expecting that. Like truth is like, will set you free. And it's like,
yeah,
we can handle it. You know what I mean? Like anything that's real and truthful, we can handle. It's when
right,
it's fake. It's when it's like superficial, and when it's like, oh, you're just like, oh, okay. Like we're there, and that's okay. Like it's not a bad thing, but I feel like we need more of realness in our lives. Like we need more truth, settling
definitely
our lives from ourselves and from others. So, yeah, that's why it's so amazing. I feel it's one of the reasons why it's so amazing.
agreed.
Yeah.
Uh, all right, well, been going on now for 40 some minutes, so I think
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
um,
Good wrap up time.
probably don't want to keep you for too long, and I'm gonna clip this up hopefully and post it, but yeah, if you have any closing messages you want to say, then before we leave.
I would just say that thank you for everyone for showing up, who have shown up to my women groups. If you haven't, take a look, and I would like love to meet you and see you. And thank you, Austin, for doing what you're doing in Ohio and showing up the way that you've been showing up. Yeah, I leave very inspired and grateful for this interaction and for my ability to share what I'm passionate about. So thank you for the space.
Thank
Appreciate it.
you, and thank you for all that you do out there, and as programs director for Speak Your Mind, and we got big things coming. I think we're just starting, and so hopefully we continue to grow and we can help more people the more that we grow. So,
Yes,
well,
totally.
it was good to see you and talk to you. I will maybe talk to you tomorrow.
Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow.
All right.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.